Welcome back to Cobra Vids, guys. In today's video, we're going to be working on my 2006 F150. We've got the 5.4 Triton engine in it, and it's got the very common random misfires. And I tell you what, I have tested every component on this engine. I have replaced some things, and I tell you what, it doesn't seem to have anything wrong with it other than the misfire. So I mean, I've done the timing chain, guides, all that. I've tested the phasers. The phasers were actually replaced shortly before I bought the truck. The variable timing solenoids, those were tested and they tested out perfectly fine. The MAF sensor works fine. So oh yeah, and of course I've changed the plugs and all the coil packs. So that leaves just one thing in my book. And if you have any advice, please send me a comment about it. But that only leaves injectors. So what I did was I decided, okay, I've done a lot of research on Seafoam, and there's some combinations that people have used that have really helped them out. So this is an old engine. It's got 154,000 miles on it, and I'm going to go ahead and Seafoam the fuck out of it. So here's what we're going to do, guys. Okay, I have enough stuff to do an oil change. I use Motorcraft 520 synthetic blend for the oil, because as soon as this Seafoam stuff gets done, I'm going to have to change the oil because it's going to have a bunch of crap in it. And plus, my truck is in need of an oil change anyway. It's a few thousand miles. You know, the factory says that this truck can go 5 to 10,000 or 5 to 8,000 miles, and we're about 6,000 miles now. So I'm going to go ahead and change the oil. And I don't know if you noticed, but I've actually got 2 oil filters. And that is because I went to Walmart and bought one of these for $3. And when I went to look for oil, they didn't have the 520. They had just the 530. Refocus that. There you go. So I went to AutoZone, and I picked up this, but they gave a free oil filter. And you know, these oil filters are $8.99 at AutoZone, but three something at Walmart. Believe it or not. And it's the same oil filter too. All right, guys. So today we've got the standard Seafoam, which is going to go into the oil. My target's right there. And we've got this upper intake cleaner. This will clean, you know, it fogs the intake passages. And I got another one for the oil treatment. It must have rolled under the seat, but we'll go to the gas station and put that in there. And then we're going to add a few more gallons of gas in there to help kind of stir it up. And plus rinse the fuel neck down and everything to make sure we get it all in there. I've only got probably 6 gallons total. After throwing a few more in there, I'll have about 6 gallons in there, and you're supposed to have at least 8 for a can, but I'm going to make it a little stronger. So anyway, I'll grab that can out from underneath the seat a little later, but this is what we're going to do, guys. So stay with us. And I might mention, I just realized I think I screwed up because this engine, I think, takes 6.5 quarts when you change the filter. So I might have to go buy a couple small quarts of oil to finish topping off this engine. That's probably something I will do while I am going and taking it for a ride when you're supposed to warm it up. So let's read this can here. It says, add to crankcase. Helps your engine running clean by removing harmful oil residues and deposits. Okay. Doesn't say anything, any directions, does it? There's no directions. Interesting. Oh, treatment recommendation. Autos and trucks add to fuel every 3,000 miles for best results. Small engines, blah, 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 blah. Okay, so it does say here, it says, for cleaning upper engine deposits, carbon and fuel residues, use Seafoam spray top engine cleaner. And that is what this stuff here is, top engine cleaner. And this stuff here gets sprayed directly into the intake, and I'll have to get it up in there really good. I would have to take off the filter and run it without the filter and get it way up in there. It's got a long hose. I'll have to stick the long hose up and down there, but that's how that's supposed to be there, and it's supposed to be put in while running, and it's supposed to take the whole entire can. So that's going to be interesting. We'll see how that works out. So okay, here's the engine oil filler hole. So we'll go ahead and dump the Seafoam into there. Okay, so it says to add 1 ounce for each quart of oil in the. So there's like 16 ounces here. So let's go ahead and let's put in about half this bottle. Okay, that's about half, maybe a little over half, but that's okay. That will be okay, guys. That will be just fine. Okay, so now we're supposed to start up and run this engine, okay? All right. Excuse the way my engine looks. I usually keep my engine compartments looking pristine, but this is an off-road vehicle, so you know what? Screw it. Okay, so we'll cap this off. I have like half a bottle in here, and that thing is showing a lean code randomly, so I might throw that in the fuel just to help it out. Never know. Alright guys, we're gonna go ahead and open up this because we're gonna get ready to get it going. Can't wait, man. Going to fix my truck with some Seafoam. Okay, it's actually got this pretty wild hose here. Hi there! Alright, we got this little doodad here. I don't know if I'm going to keep that on there. That might fall off into my intake, so I'm going to go ahead and hold that. Okay. Okay, so here we go. We're going to go ahead and fire up the truck, let it warm up to where it idles down, and then we'll start spraying that in as soon as it's idling. Of course, it's not good to run your car without the air filter, but since we're here and we're not off-road, I don't think it'll be a problem. So I'm going to stick this long hose here back up in there so it's where it should be. Okay. Oh, we're spraying it up in there. It's hard to keep my Whoops. Something happened. Something happened, guys. Okay, that was the entire can. I'm going to go ahead and slip the air filter back in. I'm in no danger of getting any of that on the air filter because it was up over the little ledge in there. Now, my only concern is it was probably hitting the MAP sensor, so. Okay, we're putting out a little bit of moisture, a little bit of smoke, but not too bad. It's very cold and a little humid out today, so That's why we're getting a little bit of humidity. The engine actually sounds pretty good coming out of the tailpipe. Nice clean water coming out of there. It's not dirty. Alrighty. Fortunately, you can't rev these up from the engine bay. So we gotta... Okay, so now I'm gonna stop the engine. And I'm gonna let it set and soak in for about half an hour or so. And then we're going to fire up and burn her out. Okay guys, so I went ahead and let it set for 10-15 minutes like it says on the can, and now we're going to go take it out and do a nice ride. We're going to accelerate harshly and like the can says, in a safe place. Whoops. Okay, here we go. Keep the truck. And we're going to go over to the gas station first. We're going to go over the gas station first and go ahead and get the fuel treatment in. Okay, it's running. Now, yeah, I'm going to plug it up the code reader. Plug up the code reader and see if it brought up any wild codes pushing that stuff in there. Like any MAF center codes or something along those lines. O2 sensor signal stuck rich. Yeah, I would say so. Okay. Come on, O2 sensor stuck rich, sensor 1, bank 1. Interesting how it's all on bank 1. Okay, what we're going to do is we're going to clear all those codes off. Okay. And now we're going to go take it for a ride. See if we screwed something up. It's running real rough right now. I would imagine it's because of all that crap that's in there. I'll get out and we'll burn this all out. And we'll see if any other error codes come up. I don't want to say anything yet about the performance because I don't want to jinx myself, if you know what I mean. So yeah, there's 154,695, so almost 155,000 miles on this engine here. Righty. So I'm going to watch out for this prime delivery guy. Alright, so everything's looking good, oil pressure's still good. Temp is good. We've got just a little bit of fuel in there. And this is a 33 gallon tank, 35 maybe. But anyway, okay, I'm gonna put the camera down, drive it around for a little bit, and I'll be right back. Alright guys, I just wanted to let you know that when I got on it, got out of my neighborhood and got on it, it just, a big old plume of smoke came out. Okay, so we're here at the gas station. We're going to go ahead and put in the high mileage treatment into the fuel. We got about 160,000 miles almost on this truck, so we're going to use the high mileage, and I'm going to put this whole 16-ounce can into the gas tank, and then I'm going to put just a few dollars of gas in there to help mix up the fuel that's left in there so that it's well mixed up and not too concentrated. Okay, pull off this. This stuff don't smell too good. Okay. Okay, so we're going to carefully and professionally pour this into the gas tank here. And get it all in there. Didn't spill a drop, guys. So I am a professional. I've wondered all this time if I'm a professional, and I just proved it right there. Okay. Now we'll put just 2 gallons or so in here just to help mix in the seafoam. I don't want to put too much in there or it will dilute it. Alright. Okay, so back to the testing. Alright guys, sorry about the sun glare there, but I just got fuel and got back on the freeway here, and we're going to just let it run. I'm just going to take it down the road, and I'm going to come up to this light here, and then I'm going to get on it and hot rod my way. Okay, I've actually gone through all 8 individual cylinders, and I have not seen one misfire. See, there's absolutely no misfires in this whole group here. Okay. So, that's a good sign. That's a good sign. Everything is looking really good. It's idling a little smoother. It's still got a little rough idle, but it's not noticeable on the RPM gauge. I wish that idled up a little bit more. Maybe I can idle it up, because it seems like when I idle it up, just 200 more RPM. Seems to smooth out beautifully. So if I could idle up just another 100 or 200 RPMs, that would be even better. But anyway, I'm gonna go home now. We're gonna let it idle, see how the engine sounds and looks with the hood up. All right, guys, so I'm gonna pull the dipstick. It's been sitting at rest for a few minutes. I'm gonna pull out the dipstick and look at the oil that is on the dipstick. Come on. Come on out. Oh, this is one of the most ridiculous dipsticks. Okay, so I look at the oil, and it is a little low, but it's not that dirty. My engine wasn't very sludgy, because when I had the heads apart, or actually the valve covers off, it didn't look sludgy. But the reason why I wanted to treat the oil with Seafoam is just to clean out anything out of the phasers, or the phasers, or the variable timing solenoids. And then that way there we can tell if we can eliminate the possibility of it being varnished or stuck or whatever. So we shall see. Alright guys, we're looking at a little engine vibration, but not too extremely bad. When I first fired it up, it was almost like I heard a lifter. I don't know what that's all about, but we'll just idle it here a little bit longer, let things work in, and then we'll do an oil change. Okay, so we're going to scan the truck again. Okay, there are none, but there's still the cat and the evap system that hasn't cleared, but the O2 sensors and the O2 heaters have. So I'm going to drive this truck to work and back tomorrow. It's about a 75-mile round trip, so that will finish bringing things back to life. I may leave the oil in it for that trip, and hopefully we'll be able to break anything else in. Okay, so let's go back to system test, OBD, and we're going to go in and look for misfires again. Actually, let's look at the O2 sensor. 4.499 volts. Okay. So we're looking about the same readings on bank 1 and 2. Pretty close. They will never be exactly perfect. I'm recording this so I can view it later on if needed. Okay. So let's go down here. Still no misfires on 1. And keep in mind, I would have already had misfires. I mean, they came on almost instantly. I could reset the codes, go for a mile ride, and I would have numerous misfires all across the board here. And right now, I'm not seeing any misfires whatsoever. But I am still getting a rough idle. That's kind of weird. I wonder if I have a weak motor mount. Something I'm going to have to check out, because that could cause a rough idle like symptom. Yeah, there's no misfires at all. In any of the system, or any of the cylinders, I mean. Yeah, there's nothing. And I would have already had numerous misfires in the 20s and 30s with just a few mile ride. So, all right, guys, that's all I'm going to do for the day. I will, of course, follow up on this video. I probably won't post it until I do a ride down to work and back, and then recheck for any misfires. But for now, that's going to wrap it up, guys.